Hello everybody, welcome to this one here video. I am PP Mac, some people call me PP, some people call me Mac. This is my first year doing Artfight after years of, June/July comes along and people in my community will be like, oh Mac, I'm getting ready for Artfight, so excited for Artfight, working on my profile, I'm getting my OCs ready, I'm drawing attacks for Artfight, and I'm just like, what is that? What is that? And people tell me about it, and then I'm just like, it's the middle of July, and I feel like I don't want to be a latecomer to the party. And even though you can join Artfight at any point during its run, I wanted to be there for the very beginning of it. I wanted to enjoy the whole full thing, right? And after, again, years of just hearing people talk about it, this year I just said, you know what, that's gonna be the year. Even though I am busy as fuck and I am full of projects and commissions and stuff that needs my attention, I said, you know what, I'm gonna do it this year. So here we are. This is an unscripted video. I'm just rolling with the punches. We're just doing it because I ain't got no time to script and carefully edit. This is actually a live stream that I'm doing on twitch.tv, which you should totally follow my channel and join in the fun that we have almost every day of the week over there. Everybody in chat say hi, YouTube. But yeah, we're live right now. We're filming this live, and then I'm gonna cut it up later and serve it on a silver platter for everybody on YouTube to consume at their leisure. I was told, not to go overboard, not do more than 10 characters, especially if you're just doing it in your first year. And I was just gonna do the 5 main characters of my game project, Rose Bullet, which listed on Steam. I'll talk more about it in a moment. I ended up adding, like, a lot of characters, but we'll get to them later. All the characters I have here can be divided into my 3 main projects, Rose Bullet, Eden Q, and Epic Loads. We're gonna go over those one by one. This is a companion video for anyone who wants to attack me on Artfight and wants to learn more about my characters, or rather learn about them in an audio-visual format instead of just like reading profile entries. I will not be reading out their profile entries. I will just be yapping unscriptedly about them. So if you have it in you to both watch this video and read their profiles on Artfight, then you'll have an even more comprehensive understandment, that's not a word, of my characters. Understanding. The themes this year are Team Comedy, Tragedy, and Mystery. As you can see, I have joined Team Mystery. Yes. And you're asking yourself, Mac, why did you join Mystery? Are you like a fan of Mystery? Do you think Mystery is just superior over Comedy and Tragedy? And the answer is no. The color palette just matches my OCs. That's about it. So Team Mystery it is, because grayscale and red, baby. I digress. Let's get to it, shall we? Also, side note, I made it so you can click these icons to be taken directly to my character, so you don't have to scroll down here and click view all for this page right here. You can do that if you'd like, but this is a quick way to get to any of my characters, and I'm quite happy with it. So without further ado, let's start talking about Rose Bullet. Rose Bullet is my horror indie game project. It's a mix of point and click, RPG, and visual novel genres, and it's about a vampire hunter and vampires. They're all gay and shit and stuff. You should watch the trailer, it's pretty dope. During the course of the Rose Bullet story, the world has been under the Red Moon's curse. It's basically always nighttime, 24/7. It's nighttime all the time. There's this big red moon hovering above the sky, and it makes every creature of the dark even more powerful than they are naturally. That's like vampires, zombies, witches. All of your Halloween-y adjacent creatures are far more powerful under the Red Moon's curse. Rose Bullet is my tribute to both Halloween, my favorite time of the year, horror games, one of my favorite genres of video games, and vampires, my favorite horror creature. What's yours? Leave that in the comments below. Type shit. I feel like witches are a close second. Like, vampires get to live forever. Come on. Come on. I'm a simple ghosty. I mean, but you already get to be that when you die, you know? As you can see right here, the main character of Rose Bullet is Hunter. He's your playable character. And he's off on a quest to kill Count Varris, or Varris, it's really up to you, which he believes to be the monster who killed the love of his life. And he's been dedicating the past 30 years of his life to tracking Count Varris down so he could enact vengeance. Of course, with a good dose of self-righteous justification, because, you know, Varris is a vampire, therefore a creature of darkness, therefore evil. But he's just mad. He's just mad that Varris took his boyfriend. What else could I tell you about Hunter? He's old, he's grumpy, he hates garlic, ironically. And yeah, there you go. He's a little dilfy. He sure is. On to the next character, we have Count Varris. He is the main antagonist of Rose Bullet and the man that Hunter has set off to kill. As you can see, he's the quintessential, gender-neutral, flamboyant vampire. He's a very much that larger-than-life, eccentric, wine-sipping little vamp. And he's here to be queer and suck blood, among other things. Good for them, good for them. Another fun thing about reading their profiles here on Artfight is that they have little stat windows. You can have fun checking all of those out. And I have to say, my favorite thing about doing profiles on Artfight has been the connections feature. If you click their connections, you can actually read about how each one of these characters feel about each other. And it's such an interesting exercise for developing your characters' relationships. You could just basically describe how these characters are related to each other, but I like to add some sort of like personal quote, as if they're literally like telling you about the other person, instead of just writing like, oh, this character is their mom and they love their mom and they were raised by their mom in the mom place. I'd rather just write something like, I love my mom, she's great, I like how she smells and makes me cookies. And the mom is just like, I fucking hate this child, I wish I could drown it in a pool. You know, it's cool. It's more immersive like that. Anyways, I'll let you take your time reading those. We're not going to be reading that in this video, nor. Next character. We have Cora. Yes, ma'am. She is one of Count Varris' friends. The Count lives with his besties, and Cora is one of them. They met hundreds of years ago. Cora was about to get killed, actually, because she's just too pretty. She just has too many haters, okay? Her backstory is that basically she was such a fucking baddie that people who didn't want to be her or didn't want to fuck her probably wanted her to fucking die, because it was just unfair that she could be so pretty. And she was also a rich bitch, but like being pretty on top of that, how dare she? You know what I mean? And then because of that, some rich men were like, you're gonna be our plaything. You're a woman. We're gonna objectify the fuck out of you. You're ours to own and do whatever we want to. And she was like, no. And they were like, okay, I guess we're gonna kill you then. And that's when Varris showed up and he was like, do you want infinite power so you could just like kill all of these motherfuckers and also just live forever and enjoy your life however you want to and not be shackled by society and expectations? And if any man ever crosses you ever again, you can just impale them. And she was like, yes, a bet. And they've been besties ever since. Right. Huge tatas, by the way, for those who enjoy it. But try not to enjoy it in an objectifying way, you know? You gotta enjoy the tatas in a very humanized way. Unless you're ready to die. That's on you, sir. Or ma'am. Next. We have Rufous, or Rufo. It's really up to you. A lot of people call him Rufous. But Varris, being the fancy, queer vampire that he is, he adds a little panache, a little pizzazz, a little je ne sais quoi, and he calls him Rufo, and I kind of love that. Rufo is... how can one describe Rufo, He is a contrast to Hunter in the sense that they're both very masculine. He is a POC vampire. We love our POC vampires. As a matter of fact, it stands to be told that Cora is also a POC vampire. The thing about Cora is that after her contract with Varris, her skin turned completely red like the moon. So she adds a little powder to conceal it. But her true form, for those who have played the demo or the early access version of the game, she has a very leathery, rubbery, crimson skin. She's really hot like that. But she cakes it up just to conceal it. But she is, I guess, at the end of the day, a black woman. And we love that for her. She's queen like that. She can have all the colors of the rainbow. She can do whatever she wants. Rufo's backstory is that he basically watched his father, who was already sort of like a shitty man, right? Not the best of them, but as his father's caretaker, Rufo had to watch his dad kind of wither away of old age and become like this decrepit, senile man, and it fucking horrified the ever-living shit out of him. And he was just like, I do not wanna get old and senile and sick and diseased and weak and frail and stupid and have somebody fucking wipe my own ass because I can't even, I'm shitting myself. He was just like, "Nar, fam." And then Varris showed up and he was like, how would you like if I, just give you eternal youth and virility and strength and all the stuff that is the opposite of what you fear? And Rufo was like, bet. Okay. And they've been besties ever since. And lastly, we have him. Okay. This character is only referred as him or he during the narration, the story of Rose Bullet, which reminds me of a little trivia. Hunter's name is not really Hunter, it's a title. So that's kind of like a ludonarrative thing where both Hunter and him are nameless characters. So the player gets to basically project whichever role they suit best. If you are the one who lost his love and misses him so and earnestly fights to reclaim it, or maybe avenge a lost and spurned love or something, you get to align yourself with Hunter. While if you feel like, the one who had to leave a relationship and does not regret it, you get to align yourself with him. Because here's the catch. A little bit of a spoiler alert, but Hunter and him's relationship wasn't exactly ideal. But even more importantly, he had a terminal condition that started to spread once the Red Moon's curse came into play. People started getting the Red Plague, which is a deadly disease that people just catch by being exposed to the moonlight. It's kind of like a chance thing. Not everybody gets it, but people who do usually get very, very sick and die. Can you tell that I've started this project during COVID times? But yeah, he got the Red Plague and Varris showed up. And Varris was like, how would you like to not die super young? How would you like to actually keep on living so you can pursue your potential and be the artist that you always wanted to be? Because he's a struggling artist, right? And Varris is this art collector, this art curator. And he've always known about Varris. Varris is kind of famous in the art world. So he kind of was like, not only do I get you not die, I get you, become the servant, become the companion of this man that I hella admire. And I get you live forever and hone my craft and become a better artist and maybe even, study under him and have this curator that I admire so much look at my shit and be like, damn, you did it, bro. You're such a good artist. The dream situation. So he was just like, just bite me already, sir, and take me away from this brutish man who does not appreciate art. That is my boyfriend. I do not like him. No, sir. I do not want him in a house. I do not want him with a mouse. And that was 30 years in the past. Now, if you want to know more, why don't you go and play the game that you can wishlist right now. And once August rolls in, I'm gonna go back to game deving full throttle in hopes to deliver the full release of Rose Bullet by Halloween. So look forward to Rose Bullet's full release this October. Next, we're talking about Eden Q and these colorful boys right here. How can I summarize Eden Q? So Eden Q tells a story of 9 Nephilim. They are these flower-inspired men who are born in this abstract world that they can barely understand. This is a sort of like a mystery story, so I can't really talk much about it without spoiling the heck out of it. I definitely recommend you go and read the comic yourself. You can read the first 3 chapters for free, and if you want to continue reading, chapter 4 is available on itch.io together with several extra artwork files for your enjoyment. You get to read hundreds upon hundreds of comic pages and enjoy hundreds upon hundreds of extra files, artwork, memes, you name it. Oh, which reminds me, Hunter, you gotta go. Okay, so let's talk about these flower boys, shall we? You can probably tell which is which by their names, but just in case, Sun is the sunflower boy. He is a very happy-go-lucky, cheerful man, as his color usually is related to. You'll find that I put a lot of thought behind symbolism for this cast. So on top of representing their colors, they're very much representing their flowers. They're representing basically everything that I could correlate to all of that. This is a very symbolically charged story and cast and world. But I'll let you figure all of that by yourself, by engaging with the story, the comic, the characters, etc. We're just here for a quick overview. So, Sun is a very sunny boy. He's a summer child. He has a big old sword and a big old sword, if you know what I mean. And he is your ride or die. He's there for you, you know. He's there to brighten your day up and be your knight in shining armor. Until, of course, he has a big old energy outburst and collapses and falls asleep for like 3 days straight. Maybe 3 weeks. It depends on how tired he gets. Next, we have Spider. He's the Spider Lily. His color is red, if you can tell, for the colorblind folks in my audience. That sounded slightly condescending. I apologize. He's an edgy boy with a lot of edge. He has a katana as a weapon because he's edgy like that. He's how does one describe Spider besides just stressing how edgy he is? I don't think I can. That's it. That's the character. His edge incarnate, you know? He's not much for small talk or any type of talk, and he will stab a bitch. Try not to get on his bad side, which is very easy to do, apparently. He's a very angry boy who gets angry with ease. Next, blue boy. We have Hydra. He's the hydrangea. His weapon is the chained mace. He's very rational, at least he likes to believe he is. He's always questioning and trying to figure out the rhyme and reason behind everything. He believes there's a pattern to all things, and once you figure those patterns out, it's just smooth sailing from there. He can be a little bit of a meanie. He's a very facts don't care about your feelings type of guy. He thinks feelings are, you know, distracting and unnecessary and bothersome, and he likes to pretend like he doesn't have any, but he does. He's trying real hard not to show it. Also, he's pretty sweaty. He sweats a lot. More context if you experience the comic. Next, in contrast to Hydra, we have Neal, the pink man, the lotus. He's very calm, soothing presence. He's always meditating and thinking. He's very introspective. The quick lore drop is that he was basically shown every future possibility. He knows everything that's gonna happen, and he's trying to kind of like change it. He's been shown a fragmented version of the future. He didn't really experience it in a streamlined, chronological way. He was kind of just shown the fragments of it, everything everywhere all at once. While most people look at this man and just see like a dude that's just sitting there calmly with his eyes closed, meditating. Inside his mind, he's trying to piece together like all of these puzzle pieces and just desperately trying to figure out how he can kind of like pluck at the strings of destiny to create a better path for his loved ones, his found family, the garden. And then the third member of the trio, because listen, these characters, they come in like sets of contrast. So just like Sun and Spider contrast each other by being both very, very happy and hopeful and cheerful. We have a very angry, gloomy, antisocial motherfucker. Hydra, Neal form a trio with Boris. Okay, it's his time. The absolute scrunklo goblin creature, which we love with all our hearts. Where Hydra is logic and Neal is intuition, Boris is just, I don't want to be mean and just flat out say insanity, but you know, if there's a path left and right, and Neal and Hydra say, I go left, I go right, Boris is like, what if we dig a hole? You know what I mean? If you're offered like beans and cake, he's just like, what if both at the same time? He threads the unthreaded path, even if tumbling down through it. Most of his family just sees him as some lunatic. There is wisdom in his ways. And also, he is the hellebore flower, coated green. His weapons are the double daggers, and he's stinky and toxic, as in he has like this goo that his body secretes, and it's not good for you if you touch it. More on that if you read the comic. Now for our next set, we have this comic OTP, starting with Cosmo, or Orange Boy. This is just like the definition of a cinnamon roll. He's just precious and adorable. He is the truest friend you'll ever have. He's your ride or die. Also, just like Sun, he'll always be there for you. But as you can see, his weapon is the shield. So he's very much like I protect kind of guy. He's not much of an offensive fighter, which is something he begrudges. He laments that he gets a shield while everybody gets a cool fucking weapon. He's just like, bruh, I kind of wanted a sword or something, but I guess this is what destiny has chosen for me, without realizing how important a shield is in this world. Shield bashes her too. It's true, but, you know, it's not what he asked for. It's not what he ordered, but it's what he got. But, you know, even though he might not be a fan of it, everybody else in the family is just like, thank God there's some actual protection, because we sure fucking need it. Cosmo is the comics teddy bear. He sure is. And the more I write Cosmo, the more I love him. Of course, I loved all of the characters on this comic. I love all of my UCs. But Cosmo just keeps growing and growing inside my heart. It's actually gonna explode it. And he is paired up with this queen right here, Lavie. Together they form this comics OTP. They love each other. Like, I actually have a hard time finding the words to describe them as a couple. They are the power couple. Everybody wants what they have. They love each other so strongly and unconditionally, and they have such good chemistry. It's kind of crazy. Yes, this is our daydam of the family. As you can see, they're purple, and their weapon is the longbow, and their flower is lavender. They smell very nice all the time. Lavie low-key contrasts with the entire cast by being so feminine in a cast that is basically all male. All Nephilims are men in a holistic sense, right? Because technically they're not human, they're not gendered in that way, but the way we experience them in the story and the way they appear to us is male coded. And Lavie does not identify with masculinity, and yeah, and we love that for them. As you can see, they're very fabulous. They're very sassy, and they're sure as hell goddamn powerful. You don't get to see much through this character sheet, but if you read the comic, you'll see that Lavie fucking kicks ass. Okay, they're the bomb. Next, we have Ro. Okay. We're done with colors. It's time for darkness. Ro is the Black Rose. He's our terminally depresso espresso man. The non-spoilery version is that Ro was subjected to immense, continuous fear and trauma, and it shows. But just as much through millennia, centuries, however much time, which is a very abstract thing in this world, has passed, his hardships have shaped him into a fearless man who is ready to face the darkest depths of hell, to see things through, and ultimately has become arguably the most powerful of the nine. Ro, the secret comic teddy bear. Also very much true. Do not be fooled by all this gothic edge. He is very much squishy on the inside. He would cry endless tears if water wasn't their most important resource and they had to like keep that shit in. Speaking of crying, Lastly, we have Lily. Okay, why are you white? For further context, all the Nephilim are born colorless, let's say. They don't have their hues. They acquire their hues when they bloom into their true selves, and Lily is just the one that never did. He got to watch all of the other flowers in the garden, grow and gain weaponry and colors, and Lily just hasn't. Lily is a very innocent little creature, and also one of the oldest, despite his appearance, one of the oldest in the cast. He was the second born. He came right after Ro. They are both, by a long stretch, the oldest from the 9, but they don't really age in the same way that we do. I guess their outer appearance reflects the inner state of their soul, and Lily's just terminally forever naive, which is adorable, but also, if you know, you know, his naivete can get him in situations. Let's just say it like that. And these are my flower boys. I hope you like them. And before we talk about our last character, I just want to talk a little bit about the Eden cast in general and what they are. So these are the characters of my comic Eden Q. They're Nephilim. They're not humans in the sense that they're not from Earth, or they're not made out of meat and organs, even though they take on a human-like appearance. They are made of hard light projected by a core shaped in ways that are very resemblant of their respective seeds, the seeds of their respective flowers. Inside each of these bodies, there's a tiny little seed projecting a body made of hard light. Their body is essentially immortal. If it gets damaged or even severed, all they have to do is drink water from their temple and it will be regenerated. And even if their entire body is destroyed, leaving only the seed, all it needs to be done is to plant the seed in their monoliths, these like bed-like slabs that they're born from, and their entire body will reform with time. They are eternal creatures that live in this world in which they have all of the time, or maybe not, to figure out, because as you'll find out, things are getting pretty tricky out here for them. The more members of this family we have, the less resources we have to go around, and the more creatures, monstrous beings called grief, these creatures made of these light-consuming dark goo, keep showing up in bigger numbers and bigger shapes, trying to apparently consume all of them. Find out more all about it by reading the comic. And then I have to show off this piece of artwork right here, featuring, as you can see in the front, my 9 boys, and all of these additional ones are the Edensonas made by fans of the comic and people in my community. So I'd say Artfight is the perfect time for you, if you perhaps become a fan of the comic yourself, to design your own Edensona. This was made for Pride Month, because every June, every Pride Month is Eden Month. Those are the yearly months that I work on Eden as a project. And also every year I make a new Pride poster. And I really wanted to, this year, make a poster featuring all of the Edensonas that my community has made. I'll also be working on this poster through July, because there's still some boys to add here, but who knows, maybe you could have your own Edensona in here as well. Just mind that there's a queue, so you'd have to be optimally fast if you want to join this, because if there's too many, and it's stacked and there's no time to add all of them until the end of July, then that's gonna have to wait until next year. But regardless if there's time to add your Edensona on this poster or not, I'd love to see what kind of character you would come up with. And yeah. Lastly, we have Hiro from my very raunchy universe called Epic Loads. This is a JRPG parody universe. To summarize quickly, just think every JRPG trope ever, but every character is a fucking horny dude. At least all of the main characters are. There are women in this world, but the story is definitely centered around a bunch of horny men, okay? I mean, most of all, this motherfucker right here. This dude is so terminally horny, I can even get into it without getting my video entirely demonetized. Links are provided in these profiles if you do want to read the comic and if you do want to play the games. As a matter of fact, let me give you a little tour of my itch.io page, where you'll find basically all of my shit, bro. And you can get yourself the most recent upload of the comic. Like I said, I need to get out of here real fast before I get in trouble. And the game. We also have a game. Yeah, this project has been running for about like a decade now. Still working on it. But yeah, very saucy, very spicy, very beefy, very meaty, very juicy. If that's your kind of thing, you should definitely explore all of it. Hiro is the royal heir of his kingdom, the kingdom of virildom, where manhood and all things manly are celebrated, but he's a very cloistered royal. He's not allowed outside, even though he lives a life of luxury and he has dozens of twinky little maids ready to serve his every whim. His only real dream is to set out into the world and live a great adventure and experience epic quests. The whole story begins when he finds the perfect excuse to do so. His room is raided by a thief that makes away with one of the kingdom's treasures, and he sets out with a promise to capture this thief, bring back the treasure, and make his daddy proud. But wouldn't you know it, in this foray outside the kingdom walls, he will discover the darker secrets of his world and his own kingdom and his dad. Are we the baddies? Perhaps, perhaps. Find more about it by reading the comic and playing the game. And that concludes my wild ramblings about my OCs and all of the characters that are available right now at Artfight. If you are a part of it already, feel free to follow me. If you'd like to attack any of my characters, I'm gonna do my best to revenge and attack anybody who does so. I have no idea how many people are gonna watch this. I have no idea what's coming. Like I said, this is my first year participating in Artfight. I don't know what to expect, but I have a goal of putting up at least one attack every day of July. If I can find it in me to have the energy and time to do so, I will do as many as possible, even more than so. But at least one a day, I'll be trying to not only, revenge anybody who attacks me, but send out some unprompted attacks to any OCs that I find interesting, or just some randoms out there. Just make somebody's day by attacking somebody completely random. Sounds like an absolute blast of a time. You can find the links to all of my socials down here. I am especially active on Twitch. I stream nearly 7 days a week, except when I'm too tired to do so. And secondly, at Patreon, and like I showed you, my itch.io account is where I upload all of my project, and that's where you can, support my work financially if you wanna, toss some coins my way and help me fund all of the shit I also upload videos on YouTube. I have a Blue Sky account that I post every now and then, an Instagram account that I post almost never, and a TikTok account because it's 2026 and I'm a content creator / artist and you gotta have a fucking TikTok account. Short form content to rot your brain. I hate TikTok, but this is the meta and we gotta do it. There's no choice. There's no alternative. And lastly, if it hasn't been obvious already, and if I didn't stress this at the start of this video, if you're a minor, do not interact. Like it says right here. All of my characters and stories are intended for an adult audience. If you're a minor who follows, comments, or attacks my account, you will be blocked. And that stays true to literally any of my platforms. I am not a minor-friendly existence. If you're not a legal adult, get the fuck out of here! That's it. Thanks for watching. Yay! See you in Artfight.